Good afternoon. I'm Gilbert, and I'm the CEO and founder of Novo AI. We are a venture-backed startup that's helping insurance companies and other players in the financial industry leverage technology like ChatGPT to 10x their day-to-day operations. So today we're gonna talk about a few things. These are projects that we are working on today, and I'm sharing with you how they are different from past software solutions and why they can be so impactful to the financial industry. But before we start, I want to clear up a slight misconception and one thing that has really changed in the last 12 months when it comes to AI solutions. There's a certain misconception in the entire industry, even within people who work in tech, that when it comes to AI solutions, you need years and years of training data. You need thousands and thousands of well-maintained data in order to build a good AI solution. That was true last year. That's no longer the case. And what that means is that we're able to deploy these types of solutions, that powers applications like ChatGPT. We can deploy these solutions not in years, not in months, sometimes not even in weeks. Sometimes we can deploy them within days. And that means you're going to see an immediate impact, and you're going to see these applications in the real world within the next 24 months. So today I want to talk about a few things: customer support, virtual sales agents, and intelligent document processing. We think these are applications that will change significantly how insurance companies and other financial players complete their day-to-day operations and how they implement a direct relationship with their customers. Let's start with customer support. When it comes to customer support, many companies in the world today already have some type of chatbot, some type of digital solution. And in some cases, they work well. These decision tree-based customer support chatbots do help customers navigate through their inquiries. But for a lot of use cases in the financial industry, the decision-based solutions are not enough. So let's take a very straightforward question about that would be very relevant in health insurance. Suppose I am a customer and I would like to get a nose job done. So I would like to know, does my health policy cover a nose job? Well, if you try to ask this last year, there's no chatbot that can answer you that question. No chatbot can look through your policy and figure out whether a nose job is covered or not. Well, thankfully, with the same technology that you see in ChatGPT, specifically with these large language models, we can now interpret not just the text in the health policy, in the insurance policy, we can also interpret the user question. In this case, I'm getting a nose job. Will that be covered? Large language models are able to understand that nose job is a type of cosmetic surgery. And inside the health insurance policy, it says that cosmetic surgeries are not going to be covered. And the chatbot is able to piece these information together and give a very straightforward answer. No, your nose job will not be covered. By answering these type of questions and working with our partner, April Insurance, we believe that more than 80% of customer inquiries in the insurance industry is going to be automated inside the next 5 years. In addition to that, we see that chatbots and powered by large language models are able to answer very situational-based questions. Things like, hey, if I'm going to France tomorrow and I'd like to see a doctor there, will my health insurance policy cover that? Again, in the past, just 12 to 24 months ago, it was impossible to create software that can answer such sophisticated problems. Now, with large language models, we're able to look at the policy text, understand that the policy says coverage is everywhere except for the US, and understand at the same time that the customer in question is asking about France, connect the dots, and answer a question in real time and provide real solution for the end customer. Finally, we think where large language models can create a 10x experience in terms of customer support is around languages. For the last 20 years of software development, this part of the region has always suffered from a lack of language support. Software solutions always start in English, now sometimes in Chinese, and eventually after 5 to 10 years, they slowly internationalize to the various languages in the region. Again, now with a new set of solutions, many languages come out of the box supported. So we are working with our partners. We are deploying solutions today that support Vietnamese, that can talk in Thai, that can talk in more than 90 languages in the world. And we expect that to make a huge impact to how customer support work today and how companies think about customer support when they hire, or maybe when they think about how to flexibly create a customer support team. Now, customer support is relatively easy to understand, but to be honest, we find that a little bit boring. Because ultimately, customer support is a cost-cutting measure. Nobody thinks, oh, I'm going to make customer support better, and somehow that's going to 10x my revenue. Rarely happens. What we think is even more going to be exciting in terms of leveraging AI in the financial industry is really thinking about how to use AI to recreate the relationship between the insurance company or between the financial service company and the end consumer. So I'm going to take insurance again as an example. Insurance, like many financial products, are extremely complicated to understand from an end consumer angle. Very few people today would go on a website, read through all the text about an insurance product, and decide, yeah, I'm ready to pay $100,000 for an insurance product. Doesn't happen. And there's a reason, that's why that you'll see that in almost all cases, whether it's insurance, whether it's mutual fund, whether anything that has to do with finance, even Web3 tokens and NFTs, there requires a sales agent in between the product owner and the end customer. With the rise of AI and with the rise of these intelligent chat agents, we believe the future is going to be what we call virtual sales agents. What these virtual sales agents can do is they can answer questions on demand 24/7, and they can answer questions that are very, very personalized to the end consumer. More importantly, they can even predict the questions that the end consumer is going to ask, helping them really, really dive deep into a product and help the consumer understand very, very complex products in ways that perhaps human sales agents were not able to before. So on your right, on my left, right here, we have a demo of an insurance chatbot that's able to help the user answer a very situational based question about the policy being sold. And you'll notice that right off the bat, when I'm testing this demo, I'm able to get straight into what I want as a consumer. I want a very, very cheap insurance policy. So I'm able to use my language to dive deep into that. And as the chatbot explains what is the cheapest option, I then have questions about whether I'm shorting myself out here. So I ask things like, well, if theft is not covered in an insurance policy, then what actually happens when my car gets stolen? Again, no matter how repetitive or perhaps no matter how cheap my question may sound, the AI is able to patiently guide me through what actually happens when certain situations arise based on the policy based on the policy that's connected to it. Finally, you'll notice that the chatbot is able to provide options on where the conversation can go next, and enable the user to quickly figure out what they want to learn from this product in a way that you would not be able to learn from a website. So in this case, I wanted to make the product even cheaper. I didn't think finding the cheapest plan was enough. I want to understand ways of making my claims even cheaper. And the chatbot is able to predict and help me understand that there's such a thing as a no claims discount. And it's able to dive very, very deep into a topic that most sales agents would fail to do. So there are many ways to think about these virtual sales agents, but the benefits are multifold. So for one thing, for the first time, when these virtual sales agents are deployed, they'll be infinitely scalable and instantly updatable. What that means is that if a company wants to update their product, they no longer need to update every single one on their agent team, create a huge update and have a huge rollout of different policies. Instead, they can simply update the software in the AI and have these updates happen immediately and have it reach millions of customers online. But more importantly, these type of virtual sales agents enable the product owner to own the relationship with their customer. What that means is that now customers who are asking questions, the questions that they answer can be recorded and analyzed, and the product owner can understand what their customers are actually asking. That means that insurance companies, banks, financial companies, they can start using the same strategies and tactics that e-commerce companies have very much optimized in the last decade, using big analytics, understanding their customers, and changing the product instantly by using software so that they can move continuously instead of leveraging large teams of human agents to sell their products. And of course, from the consumer angle, consumers want things instantly. They want to work with people who are aligned with their incentives, and without a middleman involved, we are going to see more of that happen going forward. So for the final topic today, I'm going to talk about something called intelligent document processing. Now, in the last 10 years, this term has come up again and again. And ironically, what I would like to say is that in retrospect, what people called intelligent document processing in the last 10 years should really be called dumb document processing. And the reason that's the case is that in the last decade, a lot of digital solutions that claim to be intelligent often rely on a combination of OCR and software that tries to extract text from documents. Oftentimes, these solutions don't work. They don't work 100% of the time. They barely work 90% of the time. And so I consider it very dumb, because if a human being can read a piece of text 100% of the time, why would you replace them with software that reads it 90% of the time? Going forward, that's again going to change. Not only has OCR quietly improved in accuracy over the last decade, the combination of OCR and AI means that missing gap where OCR is not quite able to completely analyze the text to its 100% accuracy is now able to fill in the gaps by using AI to guess what those missing characters were, or even if there was a mistake in how the handwritten language was extracted, AI is able to guess what is the most highest probability this text is about. In addition to that, AI is able to analyze text, right? In the past, we had software that was able to extract the text, but extracting the text is useless if we cannot analyze it. If we just tell software to extract the text and put it in a spreadsheet and nobody else is there to actually read it, analyze it, and categorize it, that spreadsheet might as well not be there. With AI, all that is about to change. So what does that look like in real life? Our partner April Insurance processes over 1 million hospital invoices every year. And in these hospital invoices, there are line items of every operation that's been done on the patient. Traditionally, there's a few things that they do. They basically look at the line items and make sure that the numbers match up with the claim, and then they stash that document away, never to be touched again. Even such a simple operation is very laborious and requires a huge team of manual labor just to do data entry. And oftentimes, and I wouldn't say often, but there are times when they make mistakes, even on something as straightforward as number matching. So what we're doing with them is we're using OCR along with large language models to, one, accurately extract every line item in these hospital invoices. But more importantly, we are extracting it and then analyzing and categorizing the work that's being done. So if the line item is, if it's a night at a hospital, we categorize that and store it in a database. If it's a line about a specific medication used for cancer treatment, again, we categorize it and store it in a database that they can then use to analyze. This is a huge breakthrough. Why? Because for the first time, they can understand where they're actually spending their money. For the first time, they can look at this database now and ask questions like, okay, what is the median cost of a hospital night stay in Singapore? How much less would it cost if our clients go to Thailand for a certain type of surgery instead of Singapore? Right? How much will we save if our clients go to hospital A instead of hospital B? If they actually had a database of all these line items, they can very simply extract these look at these items, analyze it, and go back to their providers, negotiate better prices, and not only cut costs on their end, but actually cut costs for everybody who is their client. So there's two takeaways, actually three takeaways that I would love the room to take away with here. First of all, AI is here. And the deployment time for these AI solutions are not going to be years, months, or even weeks. It's going to take days to deploy some of these solutions. It's really just a matter of connecting the right documents with the AI software. Second of all, if you're in the financial industry, if traditionally you have been selling a product using agents, or you've had a product that none of your consumers really understand well because your website is just a whole bunch of PDF files full of text after text, you need to start thinking about how to leverage AI to sell these products. Finally, and this applies to every company that is in the financial space, if you have a team of folks analyzing documents, if you have a lot of text and a lot of documents that you need to analyze, it's time to start thinking about how to leverage AI to analyze this at scale and analyze all this in real time so you can 10x your operations and actually use AI properly to beat out your competitors. Thank you very much. I'll be around. If you have any questions about what I've just talked about, connect with me or find me after the talk. Thank you.